Okay, Disney versus non-Disney villains before the fall, part 2. Yeah, we're still in this prequel series, so let's get this going. So we start off with the first part. We got Maleficent gathering all of the members of the Dark Council. It's basically like the gathering of all the evil sorcerers and sorceresses, most powerful dark sorcerers, and you'll hear the voice acting in this one. It's basically the audio of them talking. Hold on.
I call this meeting of the Dark Council to order.
JC Demi voicing Maleficent and Queen Narissa and Eris. She's basically like the only girl back in the old days. She was the only female member in the Villains War community.
Oi!
GA villain voicing Hades.
Melodies of these things.
As I'm sure you are all aware, Chernobog and his brethren have assembled the crystal and will use it to cleanse the world. If you ask me, it could do with a good cleansing.
Not if it cleanses us.
What makes you think that Crystal will start, killing you guys too?
The crystal is too powerful for us to take. We would be torn apart if we tried to use it.
Really?
Even if we do, there is no guarantee we would not be wiped out with everything else.
I gotta agree with my esteemed fellow goddess there.
We all know that the Crystal of Darkness is made by Chernobog and his brothers, the Emperor of the Night and the Nightmare King, to wipe out all the heroes. What got them thinking that it might wipe out the members of the Dark Council also?
Regardless of the crystal's power, we know the ritual could be stopped.
Why stop it?
Sorry, I don't know who's voicing the Horned King or Hordak, sorry.
Why not join with Chernobog?
Hey, good point there. That way you guys could be spared.
Loyalty to his cause and reap the rewards.
Yeah, why don't you just try that cheat? See how one works out.
That's me in a nutshell. Like with Hades, I would often just be sarcastically responded with that kind of thing. Oh yeah, sure, let's go with that. And then we all be killed happily. Yeah, let's go with that. That's me in a nutshell sometimes.
The situation can be used to our advantage. The spell the brothers plan to unleash will wipe out our life. But I believe we can turn it to our own uses. Together, we can corrupt the crystal's power to simply remove our own undesirable elements rather than our life. Our enemies will be destroyed, and we will be free to bring about a new world order. But it will require all of your cooperation.
A most interesting idea.
Really not Maleficent, the mistress of all evil, going up against Chernobog, there has been ideas of Maleficent's true master being Chernobog. Maleficent, the mistress of all evil, going against the god of evil and the actual master of Disney villains. Now that is irony. I'm doing Bender from Futurama.
I like the sound of that.
You got my vote.
Very well.
Guess they'll have to go for that.
Sounds promising.
So say we all.
I can clearly see ya, dude. I can't really see ya. Okay, well, now with the first fight, we got, Gantu versus Crane. So, Gantu arrives, and he's being hired by Crane. Flog, I'm sorry. Flog. The leader of the mutants of Denabria. Yeah, Flog and his mutants are from that new He-Man reboot. Well, not the new He-Man reboot. It's from the 90s one. It's basically He-Man in space! Unless you guys already get that from my commentaries on non-Disney versus DC villains kind of thing. To hunt down the galactic fugitive Crane who has been hiding on Earth. Oh, yep.
I want him alive.
And Gantu is going to go get them. Hit him. He arrives at... Hold on. That's supposed to intimidate him? Until a third party shows up. Then that's the Shredder along with his, his foot ninjas and Bebop and Rocksteady. I think I only know in the Nostalgia Critics video, a review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Krang was the one who mutated Bebop and Rocksteady into what we know, with a Warthog and a Rhino. So I guess Shredder was just saving these two from him, huh? While Gantu was just here. And trapped in a giant-sized tube. Hey, where did that wood come from? Hold on.
Sure you're not leaving without me.
Don't worry, I'll write you a nice poison pen letter.
I do anything. Just take me with you.
Actually, what I get in this video is that it's basically also of how Shredder and Krang got to meet. Or that they met already and he kept them prisoners. And this is how Krang gets to go around with Shredder, I guess. Okay, so Krang wins and gets to go with Shredder. And now we go to the next scene. In the description, yeah, we know this scene is where the Hebrews that are, the Jews, enslaved by the Egyptians. Well, now in this series, it's not just the Hebrews being slaves. It's the entire Egyptian empire are slaves. Whoa. The whole kingdom of Egypt being slaves. And it turns out the one who's making them all into slaves is Mumra. Yeah, that villain from Thundercats. I still gotta watch that one. The 2011 reboot version. We get this whole scene already, and now we're gonna get the conversation between Pharaoh Sete and Mumra. Hold on.
Your armies have fallen, Pharaoh. Egypt is mine,
You have no claim to the throne, monster.
and neither do you. Not anymore.
I am born an evening star. I am Pharaoh.
Yeah, reminding him that he's the Pharaoh. Well, I guess he's no longer anymore, since Mumra... Well, I read in Disney versus non-Disney Villains War Wiki on the origins, Mumra was a former advisor and a former member of the inner circle of Pharaoh Sete. A former advisor turned traitor, and began to worship the ancient spirits of evil.
You are nothing. If your people wish to continue their pointless existence, they will learn to worship the ancient spirits of evil.
Whoa.
Our gods will never match your spirits, and the people of Egypt will never bow to you.
They will bow or they will die, and your family will be first. I have no qualms about ridding myself of your wife and heirs. You will tell the people to worship their new master and their new gods, or everyone you love will suffer.
Yeesh. Yeah. Forcing all of Egypt to abandon the Egyptian gods and just worship the ancient spirits of evil. What I get is that the ancient spirits of evil are Mumra's masters. They're not gods, well, now they're being worshipped as gods, but they're technically evil spirits. Well, since the title is of their groups, the Ancient Spirits of Evil. Yeah. Threatening to kill his family if he doesn't do it. Yeah, Pharaoh said that, yeah, he may be like a very racist towards the Hebrews, as we get from like the Bible. Well, we never know his name in the Bible, but only in the movie he is Sete. But it kind of shows in the movie he does deeply care for his entire family.
Sacrifices must be made.
Just sacrificing his people just to keep his family safe. And then we get to see Judge Claude Frollo. Well, that's just the scene in the Palace of Justice. We see that Frollo is visiting to the slums. The slums, it's basically a place where not really wealthy people live in. They don't make much, well, they're very poor kind of thing. If you've seen like in movies or TV shows that kind of have this kind of cities like this, That's basically the slums. I feel very empathy for people living in there. I just wish they, had better lives. Just hopefully in the future they'll get a better life. Yeah, Frollo is visiting this woman. First I didn't know where she's from. Turns out she's from Spawn, and they're not actually using the entire Spawn series. They're just using her just to represent a woman that Frollo is visiting. Hold on.
Excuse me, madam.
Judge Claude Frollo, you do justice my life choices as usual.
As a matter of fact, no. I'm actually in need of your services.
Really?
Well, how might you have fallen?
You will keep quiet about this. The last thing I need is for all of Paris to know that I was paying for a whore such as yourself.
Well, that's very sexist. I read down there later in the scenes and read the descriptions about indiscretions. Here's what it is. It's basically a behavior or speech that is indiscreet or display a lack of good judgment. Basically being like lack of conscience, irresponsibility, recklessness, folly, poor judgment, etc., etc. Basically what it is. So Frollo is paying that woman for sex. For a man of God he claims to be, he sure can be a pervert. He just can't keep it under his robe, can he? And then we get 73 Windman playing Shredder. Still need to work on that, dude.
Dispose of this grotesque ganglion. You want us to pulverize him, Master Shredder? Do what you want. Just don't make such a mess like last time.
Last time?
Hey, I'm sure
Manwu playing Crane.
we can come to some sort of understanding.
Sorry, but I do not negotiate with mutants, terrorists, or talking brains.
Human fool, division X. I was absolute master of an army the likes of which this pitiful planet has never seen.
An army, you say?
Well, now this is interesting to Shredder. Crane was famous for creating famous, unstoppable warriors, I guess, huh? Well, they probably won't be unstoppable for long.
To have an army of unstoppable ninja warriors. Lately, I've been trying to create a robotic foot soldier, but the results have been unsatisfactory.
Perhaps I could take a look at your robot designs.
Really?
I believe we have a lot to offer each other.
And that's the origins of how Shredder and Crane get to team up.
An interesting
And became a duo.
We'll try it, but I warn you, Crane, do not cross the Shredder.
Or you will be facing the wrath of my temper tantrum. Just making a joke there. So, I think I'm going to stop right here. So, yeah, it's pretty good so far. So, see you guys in the next part of this commentary.